We are joined by this year's Purple Victory leaders, Audrey, Paige, and Tarront-Milton. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here today. It's a pleasure.
Oh, yeah, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I want you guys to just take us back to that night, right? You're on stage, you hear the catchphrase, and you know that a Purple Victory has been secured. Just what was it like in that moment for you guys to experience that victory?
I mean, it was very surreal. I mean, like, to think that we, especially since we had won the year prior, that we had another chance and that we had secured like pretty much a second win in a row. It was really just, I mean, it was just the most magical thing in the world. I mean, truthfully. Like, you know, we had put so much time and like work and effort, you know, like throughout the entire year. And so it just all leading up to that moment just really just sealed the deal, truthfully.
Yeah, it was so exhilarating. Purple Side hadn't won back-to-back in over a decade. So I know that we were feeling a lot of like anxiety and a little bit of angst going into that night. And so it honestly felt like the weight of the world was like off of our shoulders and we were just kind of on cloud nine. It was really, really exciting.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I can see you've been doing your homework because we were going to mention that this was the first Purple Victory since y'all's three-peat from 2008 to 2010. So with that being said, what's it like to know that y'all are the leaders to bring this historic cycle back to life?
It just, it really just like shows that like there's just anybody can do anything, truthfully. I mean, we knew walking into this season, like obviously we had a goal. And which was to have a 2P. We didn't have a chance in the past, and so it just kind of, I'm so glad that it fell into our hands and that we were able to do so. I mean, I think anybody truly could have done it, but it's just like, we had such a very like self-sufficient cabinet, and we had such a, like, our side just had everything but love in their hearts, and but you know, dedication and drive, and like it was really just them, you know, who did it, and we were just here to support and to help them. And if it wasn't for all of them, I mean, genuinely.
Yeah, I mean, totally. We say all the time, like, we don't do anything, which is like not entirely true, but honestly, we couldn't have done this without such a dedicated, passionate team behind us. Who are willing to work and willing to fight. And it's been really special to share that with this community of people, especially our cabinet was a lot of seniors. And so I think that it was really special to get to have that together and have all of the vintages come and like be really excited because it was something that none of us had seen in a long time. So it's just really, really special and really unique.
Yeah, that's awesome. So obviously, besides the Purple Victory for you guys, which is something that's amazing to hear, what was the best moment for y'all looking throughout this college night season?
I think the best moment was just to be able to maintain the love and the appreciation for the game. I mean, I know just being like, looking back from like freshman year all the way up until now, we've had our good moments and we've had our bad moments. And we've seen Purple Side at its highs, we've seen Purple Side at its lows, we've seen Purple Side love each other, and we've seen them tear each other apart, unfortunately. I mean, like, that's just kind of, you know, like how a family does. They always fight and they always, you know, and so it was really special just to see that like everyone's still at the end of the day, whether I mean, I know we won, but like just even in the moment, we were like, oh, well, we put on like we put on our best, you know, foot forward, and we were able to just, at the end of the day, just walk away with a loving, more stronger connection, a more, you know, just overall appreciation for the game.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, the moment that like really stands out and pinpoints that feeling was the Friday night before that Saturday. We do a thing called production run, which is where our cast, crew, and pit try to run the show by memory. So the cast puts us in a role and we just have to try. No book, no script, just going for it.
It's gotta be so easy.
It's so easy, and it goes really smooth every time. But for the finale, when we got to You Belong, the cast, without telling us, had decided that they were gonna come join. So they all went to the person that they had cast as their role, and we all held hands and we did the finale as all of us. And afterwards, like, we all just were crying and hugging on each other, and it was like it didn't matter. Like, we were all like, it literally doesn't matter what happens in 24 hours, because that moment right there was what the season had led up to. Because it had definitely had its highs and its lows, and it really felt like it all paid off on that Friday night.
Such a sweet outcome. I'm glad y'all got to experience that. So Damar, you've been able to secure a victory as a lead role in a show in the past and now as a leader. So what would you say are the biggest differences in hearing your catchphrases in those two different positions?
I think the biggest difference is, well, because it's funny enough, because that was also the first time I was ahead as well. So, like, it was a lot of, like, emotions, and it was a lot of, like, that, I think last year's win kind of just secured for me personally that, like, I am able to do what I, lead and whatnot, because if I'm being honest, there was a time where, like, I didn't even think I was going to be in this position. Like, I doubted myself. I thought that, like, oh, well, somebody else could be a much better fit than me. And then, like, as I was going in from, like, I was choreographer, so I was head choreographer-ing and also leading, and it was kind of like, yeah, I can do this. Like, after that year, it kind of just solidified the deal of, like, I can lead, because it's like, if I'm able to really, like, with the drop of a hat, like, just change my whole mindset and change, like, how I, like, viewed the game and all that, like, I was able to be leader. And then just being leader and winning this year, I mean, it was just like, one, I mean, you always want to win, but you never know the outcome until you get to it. And obviously I had a part in pretty much like a small part in everybody's, I was able to go to cheer for the first time and like be with them. And I was able to go to like volleyball or like athletics and sports and like esports and business and know all these things about the game. And this win just felt very like I just completed everything that I need to complete. It's just like, okay, like it was like my final like, check on my bucket list, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So obviously there's so many memories that you guys have, not only from this year, but from years past. And so just what advice would you give to students going forward about college night and what they should do if they want to join?
Definitely, I remember something that we, and honestly the other leaders too, like we kind of all had in mind walking into the season, like that this is a game of love and that this is not something that, we can take for granted. I mean, like at the end of the day, we're all still, we have classes with each other. We're all friends at the end of the day. And our biggest thing is like whether we win or lose, that we're still able to just walk away with our heads held high and be proud of something that we did. And so I think just as long as you keep that mindset, I think that you really can accomplish anything. You can do anything, no matter what side you are and no matter what the outcome is, because that at the end of the day is like what it's all about.
Yeah, I've said in a couple of interviews and during recruitment stuff that I think everyone should play college night at least once while they're here, because there's truly nothing else on earth that is like it. It is so singular to this university and it is so special. And if there's something that you love to do, there is a way to do it for college night, because it's just so all-encompassing. So I think if I had to give anyone on this campus any advice, it's to find what you love and what you want to learn how to do on your own, and do it for college night, because it is the most freedom that you will ever have as a creative, as an artist, as a performer, or even as like someone who's interested in business, someone who's interested in like history. Production book is a really great way to learn about like archiving. So I think that it is such a unique way to express what you are passionate about, and that is what is more important than winning or losing. It is finding a way to make it your own. So yeah, I think everyone should play.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Audrey, Damar, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us. It's an
you.
absolute pleasure to get to talk to you guys and to have this interview with you guys.